This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The harsh realities of the war in the Gaza Strip and the prospect of an ongoing conflict loomed over the Middle East a day after the region celebrated the signing of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal. Although most Arab powers have praised the U.S. brokered agreement, Von Concain reports the post-deal security dynamics in Gaza remain uncertain. Questions are swirling over whether Hamas will disarm, and unease is mounting over the prospect of a new Israeli assault if the truce collapses. Videos online showed Hamas fighters carrying out executions in a Gaza public square. The terrorist group's militants have reportedly clashed on multiple occasions with other armed groups inside Gaza, resulting in dozens of casualties. Israeli officials, meanwhile, said Israel will have the amount of aid entering Gaza and will delay the opening of the Rafah border crossing because of Hamas's failure to release all of the bodies of hostages killed in captivity. The government shutdown highlights the contrasting leadership styles of Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Lindsay McPherson reports Thune hopes for a bottom-up solution to the crisis. He says rank-and-file senators have the power to reopen the government. Schumer has pursued a top-down approach, demanding a bipartisan negotiation with President Trump and top congressional leaders. Neither approach was working as the shutdown has now entered its third week. The longer it drags on, the less likely it appears leadership will go into a room and hash out a plan, as often occurs when Congress is at an impasse. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill will argue at the Supreme Court that the Voting Rights Act should not promote black voters' interest over those of others. At issue, Alex Sawyer reports, is Louisiana's congressional district map, which has been redrawn several times over the past few years. Critics say the challenge could effectively gut Section 2 of the act, which prohibits discrimination in voting practices based on race, color, or language. A lower court said that because the state's population is 33% black, the state's map should have at least 2 majority black districts. A controversial bat virus lab in Colorado is moving forward with a new infusion of millions of dollars. Stephen Diner reports the lab is being built at Colorado State University in Fort Collins. The National Institutes of Health under President Trump delivered another $2.2 million to the bat lab on September 15th. The money will promote infection studies of bats, including using the Nipah virus and the SARS-CoV-2 virus at the center of the COVID-19 pandemic. Virginia's gubernatorial race is highlighting Democrats' dilemma in reconciling their base's demands with the views of a moderate electorate. Seth McLaughlin reports the issue has surfaced repeatedly in recent election cycles. Democrats have yet to develop a coherent strategy to counter these attacks. Polling consistently shows most voters oppose transgender participation in girls' sports and unrestricted access to sex-specific facilities, making it harder for the party to stick with an inclusive message. And finally, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom at the White House a month after he was assassinated while speaking on a college campus. Susan Ferricchio and Mallory Wilson report President Trump awarded the nation's highest civilian honor to Kirk's wife, Erica, on what would have been his 32nd birthday. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.